Okay, so crazy idea. We're getting tons of international interest. A global rollout would be a huge hit. Let's talk after lunch. Global rollout, where do we start? Already done?
What's up, everyone? What's up, Rymar?
Yo, what's going on, everyone? Buildathon in the house.
Big show today. Big
Oh,
show, the
my.
culmination of a lot of work on our part, but like from the builders, dude, like how much work have these folks put in? Like it's amazing.
Unreal. I don't know how much sleep has been lost over the last 3 weeks among all participants, but I imagine it is a significant amount. Really cool to see everyone kind of put their best foot forward, and the amount of effort in the Discord, just kind of everybody hanging out, and really encouraging everyone, seeing everything you all have built. It's just been super cool. So yeah, I'm very excited to announce the winners and kind of show off what everyone has built and just kind of talk with the folks, and yeah, just go through it all.
We're going to announce winners for 10 categories and one overall winner today. Super pumped. We got some of the folks backstage, so they're going to be joining us live. Then after that, we're going to be talking to the winner of the week 3 content challenge. We're also going to have Tala as well, head of creators here. So jam-packed show. So let's get to it. First, we got to talk about what shipped at Replit this week. A lot of great stuff. Let's go. Anthropic dropped Claude Opus 4.7. This is their latest model, really good model. And as to be expected, it's available day 1 in Replit. And Rymar, this is one of my favorite things about working with Replit.
Also 50% off.
50% off. Oh my gosh, you got to take advantage of that. Limited time only. We don't know how long that's going to be for, so go and take advantage of that.
The Buildathon folks were going nuts last night when that came out. They're like, y'all better go spam update your projects. It's 50% off. They were like going nuts in the Discord talking about, let's go take advantage of this. So it's cool to see.
Sleep went from 3 hours to 1 hour for everybody.
That's right.
And you know, this is one of my favorite things about Replit. Like, I feel like there's so much FOMO going out there. out there when a new model drops from like OpenAI, Grok, or Anthropic, and like, oh, I gotta test out the model. How is it good for? Like, I just trust the engineers at Replit to have gone through that model already and put it into Replit Agent and just have it do what it does best. Because as we've talked about before, not every model is the same. Not every model is just as good as design, as code gen, and copy. You want to work through different models, and we have a great team here at Replit that tests all these models. They typically get early access to it, and they're thinking about how to intertwine that into Replit Agent to give you the best overall experience. So go try out Opus 4.7 in Replit today, 50% off, limited time only. All right.
Yeah,
Yes.
and I get excited every time these models get updated in the background because it just means we can do more stuff on the front end. You know, it just means more goodies for us. So go play, go build, go show us what you can do with this thing.
Oh yeah, go test it out. Go find some old prompts and some old builds and see what Opus 4.7 can do. Pretty cool. All right. Speaking of agent models, you may have noticed we updated our agent modes. So big highlight here is that we've done away with the max autonomous level, and now you just have light, economy, power, and then within power you can go into turbo mode as well. Just felt like this was an overall cleaner implementation and toggles for you to use as a builder. We also noticed that, not so many folks are using the max level. But that said, if you were using max level quite a bit, the max autonomous level quite a bit, you can always prompt agents to just work extended for an extended period of time on a particular task, or just like I would say, like just like I would prompt agents to be like, "Oh, be thorough about this task," or "Take your time," or just be very detailed on this particular task, and have agent run a little bit further. But let us know what you think. If you really miss Max, or if you have thoughts about this new agent mode setup, drop it in the chat for us.
Yeah, and we've talked about this a number of times where like it's just going to get easier. Like the number of things you're going to have to decide before you send prompts into the agent are just going to start getting easier and easier. So again, hopefully like there'll be less knobs and stuff for y'all to have to worry about, and you just get the right output just by asking.
Yeah, you just want to prompt and just like go let agent figure out what level of effort it should do. Cool. Another big announcement here. We now offer global hosting for all of our deployments. We announced we broke this news, I'd say like maybe 3 weeks ago when we had the enterprise team on the show. And at that point, it was just available for enterprise. Happy to announce that now every paid user in Replit now has access to global hosting. So if you want to deploy your app and your storage in your geography, you can do that now. We support Europe, Asia, South America, and Australia. Really neat. This is this is a super tough undertaking, and super tough functionality to make available. So hats off to our engineering team to pulling this off. And the way you access this, if when you go into publishing, there's a little option that says advanced features. Hit that button, and then you're going to have the option of geography that you want to deploy to. But I know, especially like a lot of folks in Europe have been begging for this, and the fact that we're making this available not just to enterprise folks but to all paid users, that's a big win. So let us know in the chat what you think about that. I know if Chris is in the chat, he's going to be super happy about it. I know he was like already deploying apps to.
Yeah, this is a big deal. I think a lot of folks in the US don't really like get excited about this, but if you're overseas, if you're doing GDPR stuff, if you're dealing with privacy issues, this is a big deal for a lot of folks.
Big deal. Drop it in the chat. Let us know what you think about this. Staying on the international front, we also announced a big upgrade to our Razor Pay integration. So just a little bit of context, Razorpay is like, I would say like PayPal or Stripe in India. And the big update here is that now you can pay with UPI. And so, Raymond, I had to do a little research on UPI, but apparently that's a protocol or like a payments network that everybody uses in India. And it's just so much easier to monetize your app now if you're in India with this new Razorpay implementation. So definitely go check that out. And I think this is just a broader theme of ours here at Replit. We're just trying to make it super easy for you to monetize your apps and get paid on your applications. And, here in locally, you have Revenue Cat, you have Stripe, but now we're also trying to extend that internationally as well. So really happy about this integration upgrade here in India.
Yeah.
One last update for our enterprise users. If you're on the enterprise plan, let us know in the chat. I'm always curious to know how many enterprise folks we have tuning into these live streams. But now you can access Replit Agent in the Google Cloud Marketplace. So if you're at work and you're using Google Cloud, you can head over to the marketplace and have Replit Agent come into your instances and your builds, and you'll have the same experience you do on Replit. .com. So nice little win, and just in time for Google Next, which is going to be next week, which I will be at. So if you're at Google Next in Las Vegas next week, I think it's Tuesday through Thursday, let me know. Happy to catch up there. But just a little
Did you just say Google next week?
Google next week. Yeah.
Next week at Google Next.
Right. And next up, and one other quick thing to highlight is as well, Replit got listed to Forbes AI 50. Really good company here. It's just Forbes is here just detailing some of the top AI companies, and really good company here. But for me, it's just nice to see this recognition, and this goes to all of you and what you're building. I think the fact that you are all building amazing things and you're sharing it and you're being public about it just helps get the word out about Replit. So just want to say a big thank you to all of you that are building, especially those that are building in public and sharing what you're building. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and this was a good one because this was an interesting methodology, the way they analyzed these. Like I was reading this report yesterday and just how they kind of went through the market, used some kind of math, some algorithms. Interesting how they analyzed, if you've been paying attention with that word. The whole industry here. So it's a good write up for sure across good company there with the other names on that list. And just another validation that Replit's doing industry leading things. So
absolutely love to see that. Okay, and so as mentioned, we're going to go into Buildathon winners, and we're going to have Tala and week 3 content challenge winner on the show. So with that, I think we got to get on to this next segment here around the winners.
Let's do it.
All right. So we've been working towards this for a long time. Ryan, how are you feeling, dude? How are you feeling about the winners that we've put together here?
I'm feeling great. I don't know if you we can't play it too long because probably get copyrighted, but maybe when the chorus comes on, we'll bump it for a second. But no, again, like just seeing this all culminate, hanging out with everybody in the office hours, seeing the growth of some of the participants, just really cool to be a part of this and to see your all growth, to see the community kind of coming together. I think this is one of the first times I've seen the Replit community kind of really start working together as like a big unit, like this distributed unit. Like obviously the Replit community has been super like active and but putting people into Discord and getting this much activity like around one cause. Like the mobile Buildathon was like the first start at that, but it was like the wheels just didn't get cranking like they did for this one. And I think you all just took this to the next level. So honestly, shout out to like this community and you all as builders and everyone out there that spent sleepless nights, that burnt your agent credits, that, was frustrated with getting the apps into production, like everything. I know what goes into like, trying to pull these things off. We were building right beside you the whole time. And so, it's been overwhelming. That's the only way I can say it.
I'm not sure some of these folks are ready for this to be over.
No, a bunch of folks have already asking like, when's the next Buildathon? Or like, I saw a post today on X, something about like, I'm going to be buzzing for months. I think Sean Willis, one of the guys here in the backstage, one of the finalists. I think people will be buzzing for a while, especially what was it? Sharon from Board Forge made her first sale yesterday. And so she posted that on X too. Shout out to First Dollars coming in the bank. I think also Dollar Vibe Club launched and made some sales. So at the beginning, we kind of talked and hoped that would be part of the outcome here. We didn't really know how to integrate revenue as a metric into the Buildathon, but we kind of hoped that would be the case. And so it's just really cool to see some of these ideas come to life. We talked about these things you've been thinking about for so long and how you bring them into the real world, and now they're out here. Look at us,
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, shout out there on making your first dollar. And if you have a first sale, if you make your first dollar, please post about it. Please tag me and Rymar and Replit. We'd love to hear about that. That's for me, like I love to see those and love to amplify that as well. I did like a little card for was it Sharon that had that? Um
Yep. Yep.
Sharon, yeah. And just like, hey, like milestone for Sharon, made her first sale on this big project. That's a big deal. It's such a great feeling when you get that first sale on a project that you've been working on. So share it with the world, tag us, let us know, and we're gonna boost that and celebrate with you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And one thing, real quick, how long will the Buildathon app stay on the Buildathon site after today? They will just be up there. That Buildathon site is going to be a showcase, and we're actually going to start figuring out how, like, as we do these Buildathons, how do we pull some of these apps and showcase them and feature them more prominently in different places across the Replit sphere. So just stay tuned for some of that as well. And yeah, shout out to everybody here in the comments. Keep the comments coming as you're letting us know. We like to pull these up on the screen here. So. I have a friend who
Yeah.
wants to join the next one. That's right, Ruth, come through. All right, so should we go to the first one?
Let's go. Who's ready to start start finding out the winners here? I think we have most creative first, right? Raymond?
Yeah, and I think what we'll do is we'll probably hold off on some of the screen shares. I think as we get through, just for time wise, like
Yeah.
we'll post them all on the website. I think maybe as we get towards the end, we can kind of like dig through a little deeper. But just for the sake of time and trying to get through everything, we're gonna just keep it to the good stuff. And
We've
yeah,
got 10 categories, one overall winner. This is most creative. Tell us about this category, Reimer.
Yeah,
What we're looking for here.
let's just do this. Let me run through all the categories real quick, and then
Okay.
we'll just come back up. So these are the categories in the order we're gonna run them through. So most creative is gonna start out best mobile app, the most sellable product. We're gonna go into most viral, the most improved. Then there's some at largest spot, and then we'll go judges favorite, best use of agent 4, the crowd favorite, and then the grand prize. So that's gonna be our flow for the show today. And this first one, the most creative, is something that like is kind of near and dear to me, to my heart, because I've kind of played with this concept a little bit. And we found this a little late in the competition, actually, thanks to the person's persistence a little bit, and put it on our radar. We took a little bit of a look, and thought that it was worth the contention. And anyway, with no further ado, most creative will bring Austin up with Refined.
Hey,
Hello.
Austin, how's it
Yo.
going?
Pretty awesome. I can't beat this feeling.
Yeah. How are you?
Oh, flying. This is amazing. I'm so happy. Thank you so much.
Tell me real quick. The other day, you reached out on Discord and you're like, "Hey, are you sure? Did you make a mistake here? Like, what's going on?" So you're like, "Tell me what were you feeling as you came into this, and kind of what how are you feeling? You know, like just coming through the end of this thing. Like, take me through the journey, the roller coaster."
I struggled twice trying to get to office hours. I knew you were someone I needed to get in touch with to check out my app at all. And the first time I tried, Discord had its problem and crashed, and I spent an hour trying to get it, didn't work. And then the second time, my app wouldn't publish, so I couldn't even have anyone look at it. So, and then finally, I just squeaked out some words that you heard somehow because my mic wasn't working.
Do you know? Like, so here's what happened. I actually checked your app the first time, and I think I moved you to a missing checkpoint because your public link wasn't broken. And I think I remember chatting with some folks during the Buildathon and saying some of, like, and once you go into the missing checkpoint bucket, it's like hard to come out because like there's so many new things coming in, right? And so once we saw like, okay, there's missing something, like, and so again, thank you to the Discord gods and the little bot that saw your little like, hey, I think you said something like, I fixed the link, or check it now, or if you didn't have a chance to see it. And then I went and looked literally a couple nights ago, and was impressed with the progress you had made and everything you'd pulled together. So what was your biggest takeaway here? Like, what's your win? What's your like
sell and make one single part of it good, like your key thing? Because I was trying to do way too many things and had, I don't know, I wasn't selling what I wanted to do, which was the project part of it. So
maybe for everybody else, give us a quick blurb on the app on Refind.
Yeah, right.
So what it does is, it takes ChatGPT, Notion, your search function and then like a canvas and brings it into one project. So if you have an idea, all your research, everything you talk about, rough like your idea, stays in that one spot. So every search you do stays in that spot. So you don't lose it in a Notion chat and a chat GPT. Maybe you use Claude. It's just all in one spot. So then you don't lose it. And then there's a little background that kind of keeps re-bringing up old chats so that you don't lose it, or it's like, hey, you haven't looked at this in 3 years. It might help you now that you're here.
And it lets you import like your conversations from
Your
the different
chat GPT and
Right.
Notion exports. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like it because one of the key themes for 2026 is context engineering. So you want to have all of your data and information in one place so that AI can look over it and bring it up when you need it. And there's not a good way to do that because you have like these conversations all over the place and you want that context. So when I saw this, I'm like, oh, this solves that problem pretty easily. Like port everything. And then I also really like how you were visualizing everything. You had a mind map there. The UI was also interesting. You had like different modes, like, oh, you're in a decision-making mode now, or you're like in a chat mode. And I was like, oh yeah, these are all like really interesting UI elements that you're adding to it.
Thank you.
Yeah, and this was another one where the videos really helped because the app is a little complex and it's like a little like there's a lot to do in there, and so like being able to watch and like just go through. So one piece of advice I would give you, and I think I mentioned this, is like there's a dummy data set in there now, I think, but like making it a little more clear, like how a user gets immediate value. It would be like one thing I would probably advise you as a last step is like on that initial onboarding is like make it real clear how I can. I think the big step is like in my mind, I was like, oh, I got to go get my chat history and do all this stuff, which seems like a big intimidating task.
Yeah.
So I think like a little easier on ramp into like the value proposition for you would really like, go a long way as you take this thing into the market.
Yeah. The actual worst part is you found, for some reason it does it, it sent you to the wrong import spot. There's another import spot that has a demo above it that you went to the, like, my fault, obviously.
That's right. That's the problem with the software sometimes. It's like the user doesn't know when they're making a mistake that's like that. So you gotta like make it stupid simple for them. But
yeah.
One last question here, Austin. Can you tell us a little bit about your background? How did you find Replit, and how was Replit helpful for you?
So last year I took a hiatus and used my savings to try and start my own business, and so that. I learned a lot, we'll say that. And so towards the end of the year, I did this AI kind of, what's it called? I don't know. It was
like a boot camp?
Kind of, yeah. And Amjad actually came on and talked and said, hey, everyone gets $25 or a month free. And so I was like, awesome. I did it, made as many accounts as I could. And then Replit's like, hey, you can't make any more accounts. So, but then I had free accounts trying to make as many apps as I could just because it was kind of expensive. I wanted to be as cheap as I could. So, and then I found Base 44 and made like 150 apps. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And now we got Buildathon, and it was a big rabbit hole I fell down.
Cool, man.
I just dropped the link in the chat. The folks are asking for the link in the chat.
Sweet.
Oh yes, thank you.
So they can find the project link. We'll do that for the rest of the folks. Yeah, congrats, Austin, and thanks for being persistent and for giving us a little bit of extra nudge.
Yeah,
great
job.
Great job, Austin. Keep building.
Thank you.
All right, right on. All right, so that's one down, and I think that maybe means that we'll be able to bring in our maybe Kelly can jump in now too. If you're listening, save you the Discord. Okay, who's next, Manny?
We've got best mobile app.
Best mobile. Oh, I think
there's a couple of good contenders for this category.
Listen, there were contenders for every category. Picking this was really hard. You guys made this like impossible. Manny and I, for like 2 hours yesterday, just sat and argued back and forth. Like, who was like, what's the win? Who's this? Why this one? Why not that one? We then looked at like, okay, like tiebreaker was like agent usage and then crowd favorites and then like replicash. And so we're like looking at across like everything. How many submissions? How many spotlights? How many like all these little things? And this was so hard. This was just, yeah, with 3,300 projects, this was not an easy task. So anyway,
All right, but after all that deliberation, we did settle on a mobile winner, and that is Martina with Revenue Tracky. What's up,
Hey,
Martina? How's it
with
going?
Rev
Hey,
Tracky.
hello,
Tell us
everyone.
about. Hey,
Tell
Yeah,
us a little
Rev.
bit about your app. Tell us how's it feel to come out a winner after all this.
No, amazing. I saw the email and I was just like, this is not for real. I thought I'd like misread it or like I'm so happy. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for setting this up. It's been really encouraging. I can't believe it. Thank you. So Rev Tracky was essentially birthed out of my daughter who's got her studies right now. There she is. So she's studying right now, and with all the best intention in the world, she has a schedule set up. She's reading, but as a schedule is, things change. And I realized that there's a gap between studying and analyzing your result, your sort of schedule and your actual results day. So I thought, what if there was a way to optimize your actual scheduling and your studying that you're actually doing? So what is the gap here? Which subjects are you over studying? Which subjects are you underlooking? And where can this app help? Looking at the market, there were a few apps out there, but a lot of them were like riddled in like ads or just had gaps. And with the Rev Tracky app, I was able to plug those gaps and make it better and better each week. Really good engagement from a lot of students. So I'm really excited about it.
tell me about where the idea come from, because what got me excited was I kind of in my head I was like, oh, it's like a Tamagotchi, but you feed it with like homework and like quizzes and like learning and pushing yourself forward to kind of put like get a better academic footprint. So like, where did it come from? How did you start thinking about this? Like, tell me about the driving inspiration here.
Literally, Tamagotchi is what I was thinking. And I had to explain the concept of a Tamagotchi to my 16-year-old daughter. She was like, what is that? I was like, when we were younger, we had this little pet. So in my head, I was thinking, how can we introduce gamification to this app to really encourage people to not just study, but just have a bit of fun with it? So, the little character says, oh, I need a bath, or I want pizza, or give me bubble tea. So the more you study, the more coins you accrue. And that allows you to do fun things like, boss up your character's room and, get some bubble tea and wear like, some fancy glasses and things like that. And that's been the feedback that I've received so far, is that that's just a really fun way to like engage with the app, and people are really, well, the students are really enjoying it.
I also noticed that your app is in the Apple App Store, right?
Yes.
Amazing. That really stood out for me. Like, hats off to you. Like that's
Correct.
amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about your background? Like, do you have any like mobile development experience? And if not, like, how did you manage this so fast?
So I have like very old school no code mobile experience. So there are some like underdogs, some companies who do things like, if you think of like WordPress, but like the app version. So I've used those and, deployed a few apps for some charities essentially. But essentially a colleague of mine at Google was just like going on about Replit. And I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. So what I did, I opened up Replit and about 3 other similar tools at the same time. I dropped in the same prompt to all of them. And when I saw what Replit put together, I was like, XX, like this is amazing. And that was it. I've stuck with it and haven't looked back since.
That's amazing. That's awesome. What's next for this app? What are you thinking? How are you thinking about growing it and getting more folks on it?
Yeah, so essentially now I've already got it launched, got the thumbs up from one school in London who have trialed it, they've tested it, and they've said, yep, we're going to roll this out to all the kids, which is amazing. I've helped them with the copy that they're going to send out. And I'm starting to think about how I can roll this out to other schools in the UK. And yeah, it's been really easy because people are generally using it. I can see the leaderboard, I can see kids engaging. So it's actually really exciting, and you can see like the genuine use case and people are really engaged. I don't know if you guys can see like the downloads and the engagement in the back end, but I'm blown by it.
We cannot see that stuff. Just a heads up. So yeah, it's not things we have access to. What we can see is things like, you know, how much agent usage and like how consistent you were using agent and stuff like that. But as far as like your user data and stuff, that's all private on your end. But yeah, this is super cool to see. The fact that it was actually in the App Store was a big win for us, and also kind of the character and the playfulness of it really resonated when I like downloaded this and kind of started tinkering with it. So yeah, kudos to you for shipping this, getting into the App Store, and kind of again having it real world traction on it already.
Thank you guys so much.
Congratulations, Martina. Last question. Overall thoughts on the Buildathon. How do you feel about it?
Exciting, so engaging. I've been in the Discord. I'm always giving out Replicash. I'm excited about the whole thing. It's so fun. So well done, guys. You've done a phenomenal job. And I look forward to whatever the next one is. I'm in.
Amazing.
Right on.
Well, thank you so much, Martina. Keep building.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. So great to meet you.
Awesome. So I don't think we have our winner for the next category. Do we still want to talk about most sellable and maybe share screen the app?
We can definitely do that. Yeah, we can chat about this.
Yeah.
And this is the let me
Most
pull it up. This is
sellable.
yep, most sellable. So let me pull that up. Here.
Okay.
Let me get the site open.
Yeah. And so what we're thinking here is like, what's most likely to generate revenue, or what's like most like commercial friendly or like, yeah, commercial ready to look at. And there's one app that really stood out. That app is One Step Windows by Anthony Mormon. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us today, but we still wanted to showcase his app. And so essentially you're able to build custom windows here and order them. And I just thought that the UI was really clean, really neat, seemed like very interactive, very professional. And we keep mentioning this, but like if you're selling to someone, like part of what you're doing is you're also kind of giving them an impression in terms of your product by your UI and your design. So like immediately this stood out to me as a very professional site that I would gladly put my credit card into. Very interactive, as you can see here, looks really clean. I really like this one.
Yeah, and this was kind of cool to see him iterate. You know, and it's again, like a lot of these, it's not perfect. It's not like the, you know, like if you had $1 million to build the best web app, but it's like in 3 weeks to be able to take something where you've got this beautiful configurator where you can customize your windows, kind of, you know, put them on the house. You continue here, you know, you kind of go through the workflow. You can pick different finishes if you want. You can switch in and out between 3D views of the windows themselves, or go and kind of see it on the plane. And some of this stuff came after conversations with us as judges and kind of feedback as part of the project. And so just again, really cool and a testament to what you can get done, the things you can kind of build, what you can put together when you throw your mind into it. And like Manny's saying, this is one of those things that I could see this being super sellable if you have a window business, if you're, you know, pricing something like this, if you're looking for this type of thing, an interactive experience, being able to do this is really helpful in that purchasing process.
Awesome. Well, congratulations to
check that out.
Anthony.
We can pick another house. We can pick different houses too. Like we can switch the. So good on him. You know, again, just it'd be cool if you and maybe I can even upload my own. Yeah, upload yours. So I can even upload a photo here from my phone. This is great. Right. So again, just little nuances, little features, just one of those things that with a little polish, you know, a little something here and there, you make it just look a little tiny bit more realistic with the windows when they're overlaid these images. And I don't know. Yeah, you're really close to something. And we just thought like I could see this in the market with just a little bit of effort, huh, Manny?
Yeah, absolutely. And the big thing for me is like I landed on this. I'm like, whoa, this is vibe coded. It looks so professional. And again, if you're like selling stuff, like you just want to convey that, like the UI conveys that, like right out of the gate, like you either trust this site or you don't trust this site. And for me, I'm like, oh yeah, happy to put my credit card in here.
Yeah, nice.
Very neat. Okay, so next category is most viral. Most viral. Tell us about this, Remar, and tell us about the person that won here.
So this one kind of snuck out of nowhere, and this was just one that caught my attention just purely on the video. The first time I looked at this project, I threw it away, to be honest, as a gimmick, stupid. This is like whatever, like, because I tried it. It wasn't that great. It wasn't like, and then when I went back for the second dose after I think the third checkpoint, and I played it and I pulled it up, and I was like, oh, this is like this thing works and it's nice. And so, yeah, I think with that being said, and then the video is what sold me. To be honest, the video is what did it. But let's do this.
I brought him on here. He's right here.
Is he on? And then
yeah,
bring
he's on.
yeah.
Can you hear me?
And then bring up my screen share if you want while he's chatting. If we can get them both in there, I'm gonna just kind of.
Let me do that.
Version available.
Bam. Oops. Cool. Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Tell us about your app.
So my app's called Slam, and it's basically rock, paper, scissors with augmented reality and computer vision to basically distribute it across the world. So you can play rock, paper, scissors, and with some facial recognition power-ups that makes it really, really interesting. So as you can see, Raymar is right in the onboarding process. This is how I tweaked all the models that I put together and kind of give people a tutorial right before they start playing with the rest of the world and defending their cities and country and all that. So it's a bit of Omegle plus Mario Kart with the power-ups and like Mortal Kombat in between.
That's amazing. Walk us through the process. How did you build this out in Replit?
So I used a bunch of different tools. There was a lot of tools that came together, but this took a lot of tweaking. You know, what Raymar is doing and the fluidity of the app, actually tracking him as it goes, took a lot of work. And I put a little bit of the photos of the process in the Discord, but I used a bunch of different libraries that were open source, tweaked them, made sure I was able to take the different bone structures on the actual fingers, and then kind of map that to your face as well. The detection happens in just about 500 milliseconds, so it's pretty quick, and you can play with anyone across the world.
That's amazing. Can you tell us a little bit about how it all came together? How was Replit? How was it helpful?
So Replit is awesome, really helpful. So first of all, I've been using a bunch of different tools. I've been coding for a long time. I'm an entrepreneur myself. This is my fourth business actually, and so coming into the Buildathon was a great opportunity for me to build with the rest of the world and kind of get to meet all you guys and put a schedule to everything. But the original idea was actually a card game, and I wanted to kind of do a regular card game. If you're familiar with Speed or Spit, and those are simple card games. So I thought, how could I play those online without the people and like add in some power-ups and stuff. But what I really figured out is when I started playing around with a little environment like a sandbox with the facial recognition and the hand recognition, I just started imagining all these different things that I could do, and I came up with this whole digest of different games I could play. And so I was like, all right, let's start with rock, paper, scissors and make it interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting to me because the facial expressions were fun to me. And then honestly, I've seen a lot of people try the facial tracking and the body tracking stuff in both the mobile Buildathon and even in this Buildathon, and nobody got it like as well as you did. Can you talk a little bit about getting that functionality and like it really maps well to the hands and the face and everything. You killed it on that.
Thank you, appreciate it. I mean, that took maybe about 70% of the time and the development of everything, being able to tweak it. And I tried on a bunch of different people, and you have to have a lot of data to be able to get the tracking right. But there was a general library that's open source called MediaPipe, which is a TensorFlow library, and you can bring that together and you can customize it a little bit. So there are a lot of animations, a lot of different things that you saw, and like in the onboarding sequence, it actually maps onto your hand, as you saw there. That was all done manually by me, and yeah, I mean that's the short version, I guess.
Are you monetizing yet, or what's your plan for this?
Not monetizing yet. I want to get as many people playing it as possible. So it's launched, it's public. People can play around with it. There are a lot of updates. Actually, right now I'm updating it right in the background. So there's going to be another release very, very soon. But lots more games coming soon.
Tell me a
Awesome.
little bit about, I mean, your video, again, your videos what caught my attention. The app, the first time, I kind of like, whatever, like, anyway, the video,
Yeah,
again, which I think was why you get the most viral thing, because it, like, your video was well done. Did you submit that to the content challenge, by the way?
I did.
Okay, good.
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
Might have him
So
back next week.
yeah, tell me about your background with content storytelling, because your video was just like really compelling.
Sure. Well, the situation was actually true. So if you take a look at the video that's on the profile, I was in Saudi Arabia at the time, in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. So I'm originally Jordanian. I'm actually calling you from Amman, Jordan, right now. But I was on a business trip over there, and this is right when the strikes with Iran and the U.S. were happening, and so there was a lot of evacuations that are happening in big high rises. Our buildings in a high rise, and so we had to get evacuated. And it's part of the way the world works today. And I thought it would be a great opportunity for me to kind of tell you guys how building during conflict and in a region of conflict can really affect things, but also give people a lot of resilience. And building is a way to kind of resist all these things. So I thought the game is visual. And really, I was developing the app as I was fleeing Riyadh back to Jordan, which took me 13 hours. There were no direct flights. I had to go through Cairo. Had no leg back to Jordan through Cairo. So I was actually building it in the taxi, on the plane, wherever I could get a chance, in the airport. Over the 13 hours I was over layover. So asked a couple of friends while I was traveling from my company to kind of submit some clips, put it together. And a little story came together with some help.
Very cool.
Yeah,
All
go check
right.
out his video if you're in the audience right now and you're looking at like, what does forget about the app, what does the video selling you into the competition look like? There you go. And that got our attention. And then obviously the app delivered when we went to the second time. And I've seen you like really been putting effort in, and like the app,
Yeah.
feels nice too. So the app delivered the goods, but the video is what caught our attention. So everybody, we shared that in the link. Go check out that Slam page. Yeah, and congratulations on the W.
Congrats.
Thanks, guys.
Okay. Nice.
Next category, Rymar, is most improved.
Oh, most improved. Who
So maybe
is?
tell us.
Oh, okay. Yes, this one. I'm excited about this one because this person is like the first person that always jumps in when we have an office hours and there's like, nothing going on stage, and like it's a little awkward, and has really just been kind of locked in on this idea since the beginning. And I challenged him from like week one about how to focus this and how to kind of evolve. And seeing this evolve, seeing the concept evolve, seeing this evolve into a browser extension and other things was just super cool. And so, with all that being said, Jonathan, let's bring you on up here. Yeah.
Hey, Jonathan.
What's up?
Hey, what's up? How you guys? Hey, first and foremost, shout out Hola Mami, and also shout out Peace to the Saints. How you guys doing?
Hey, congratulations. How does it feel to be a winner?
Oh man, it feels great, man. It just, you never give up, even when you feel like you're not gonna win, or even when you feel like, it's not going anywhere. Your efforts, you just got to keep going no matter what.
Awesome. Well, walk us through the process. So you're most improved. Where did you start? What were some of the problems and hurdles that you were looking at, and like how did you like manage to do such a great job and come here and get a win?
Yeah, so I first started off at an obstacle already because, as you know, a focus app, there's so many of those on the app store. Like, I mean, what's gonna differentiate you from the other people or the other focus apps in the app store, right? So Raymar gave me a great idea of implementing an extension, which I'll touch on in a bit. And of course, I was like, yeah, like there's more friction in downloading an app than just downloading a simple extension. So I was like, okay, that'd be more viable for a large audience. And being that I'm a student or just graduated from UCSB, I have a lot of a big following of students. And I was like, okay, this is my niche. I know how studying works, and I know how you can get distracted, especially as someone who tends to get distracted a bit. And I was like, okay, this is something I can definitely get behind. So that was my process.
Yeah. So what's your biggest learning? I mean, what's your from iterating? I mean, have you built a browser extension before? Have you built a mobile app before? Like what? I mean, I see you got an app in test flight now, so you're in the process of getting this thing up into the App Store. You've got a Chrome extension in the Chrome Store.
Mhm.
You need a thumbnail on your video here, by the way. Oh, okay.
I
So it's been got to get your video right.
I got you. Yeah.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah. So tell me about that process. Like, what are you taking away here as a first time Chrome extension / iOS developer builder?
Yeah. So this is actually gonna be my third app on the App Store. My first one is the boxing coach one,
Ah,
and my
that's right.
second
That's right.
one
That's right.
is
That's right.
yeah, my second one is an ASMR one that I actually submitted for the 11 Labs and Replit Hackathon. But this will be my first extension. So this is new territory for me. In terms of the video not being updated, I actually sent an update to a Google Chrome extension about 2 weeks ago. They still have not updated. I'm gonna call them to see if I can get that expedited. But there should be an update pretty soon. I already have the video and it should be looking way neater for sure. In
Nice.
terms of this being my first extension, I think I'm gonna be doing more because it's just less friction than downloading an app for sure.
Yeah, I'm bullish on browser extensions still. I tinker with browser extensions all the time. I have a handful that I use. I think they're fertile ground for lots of things. Um, yeah. So what's your next step with the app? Like, how are you taking this to market? Do you have people using it yet? Like, what's your kind of plan to go next here?
So I've already had testers. Best testers are the people around you. Just ask people, especially in the student niche. And also, next step is get the marketing right because I feel like a good piece of advice if I heard you guys let me know this is true. As AI is gonna be taking more jobs, or at least gonna be doing more things that humans can do, we gotta lead into things that humans specialize in, which is marketing, connecting with the audience, and just kind of personalizing yourself and making your brand, which is yourself. So
Yeah.
I've kind of leaned into that, and I saw some video on Instagram Reels that one of the good ways of marketing and pretty easy way is making carousels through TikTok and Instagram. Making your own account for the app, and that just attracts people because it's short attention span and it just visuals, which people want to see, right? They don't want to see something that's text heavy. So definitely that's my next step, and market it once that's ready and once the Chrome extension is updated.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I want to just again, I want to give you kudos for stepping up and always being willing to jump on stage and be helpful and being in the Discord and being very coachable in your like the stuff you're building. And so all those things are like really useful traits and have been just a great reflection of your character. And I really think that weighed in on us as judges as we were kind of reviewing these submissions. So again, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats, Jonathan. Looking forward to what you do next with Snap. Keep building.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys.
See ya.
Right.
I feel like there were a couple of folks in this buildathon that were just learning machines. Like if I look at some of the entries from like week 1 to week 3, like big delta, like not just in the app, but also in presentation, content. These folks do a really good job of listening to feedback and like going at it and like making their stuff better.
Yeah, and I think people undervalue. We tried to talk about this a lot, but people undervalue the importance of the real connections, right? Even as we were like prepping for this, like I don't know, I see it in Discord all the time where there'll be like a conversation happening, and everyone's just kind of talking about this thing, and then somebody sees that conversation. They're like, "Oh, look at all these people talking about stuff. Let me try to throw a random link into the middle of this conversation," and then it just gets skipped, and nobody even sees it. Nobody cares. No reactions. No nothing. Rather than if you would have just jumped into the conversation and like jump into the what's happening in the moment, you get in there, you get friendly with folks, and next thing you know, now you've got an opportunity to like pull that in. And so there is something about this relationship building, about being online, about being connecting with these with people that I think is really important to like advancing your business career, to getting noticed in any setting, right? And so this buildathon is no different than that. We try to keep as many of our biases out of this as possible, but it's hard not to like build relationships with folks as you interact with them. And so again, as you do these things and as you try to get your products into the world, you have to, we remind you all the time, how do you make that real connection with people? Right? Because that like is going to help a lot of times, especially in business. People will do, like they'll do business with someone they like for a little bit more money and put up with a little bit more shit if they have that strong relationship. If we're homies, I'm gonna like deal with some stuff. I'm gonna give you some grace. You make a mistake, whatever. right? And so again, those relationships really matter, especially as we get into this this AI world and this totally detached digital world. Real connections are going to make the big difference as you go to the market and try to start selling your products.
100%, 100%. Okay, so our next category, at large.
At large, I think this was this was one of your picks here. So why don't you you open the stage, because I saw this one and I liked it, and we deliberated on this one a little bit. But I think again, going into the distribution and finding out how to get into the market and stuff like this, just so yeah. What say
There's
you
a
here?
there's a couple things that I liked about this entry. Number one is their video that they posted, like immediate credibility, and I thought like, oh, this person's a capable builder. Not only is he proficient in Replit, but also has proficiency in this space, in this domain. It's very niche, very niche. A lot of domain expertise here, and I also thought it was the pain point that I'm seeing right now in this new age of marketing. Then I went to the site, was well done. I played around a little bit, was functional. And so all those three things came together. I'm like, oh, this is a really good submission. So with that, love to bring on Sean from
Oh,
Hey, how's it going,
James?
Sean? How are you?
Good, man.
Congratulations.
Level Lies in the house. Level up.
Level Lies.
Tell us about your project.
Yeah, so I've been a software engineer for 10 years, and then when last year when I jumped on the Replit train, I was building out products for clients, and for we even started building out products ourselves. We ran into an issue really quickly when we were trying to get this out in the market, that we didn't have a distribution layer. I'm not someone that likes to jump on a camera and talk in front of people. So even jumping on these calls, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like making me freak out. So I was actually looking at building this for myself to launch all these products that we've been building. And it's funny because like the 2 weeks in, or I think it was week 2 or week 3, I get an outreach from Bobby and Stefan from influencers.club, who they have over 340 million influencers. And so I didn't actually have that problem solved when I first came up with the idea. It just kind of organically happened. They reached out in LinkedIn because of all the other I have Smart Tree Quote, which is a Replit product that I launched. And I guess they saw that one. I'm not sure how they got connected, but it happened in a perfect time. So I built out an access point to that API, so was able to create an intelligent matching within the niche markets based on the audit that you go through on the platform.
Yeah, I actually like that too. So you go on there, you put in your social media handles, it analyzes the social media, thinks about your brand, who you should be targeting, and then it matches you with influencers in this network. And also,
Yeah.
I think even gives you like the initial opening message, right? That you're gonna send
Yeah.
to this influencer in a bid as well.
Yeah.
So I thought that was super helpful. Might have to pitch it to our head of creators here at Replit, Tala, in a little bit, because to your point, like, it's all about, distribution is a big deal. Influencers are a big part of that. But how do you connect with them if you're new to the space, if you already don't have an established relationship with these folks? I just felt like this was a really smart way to do it.
Awesome. Yeah, let's go. I'd love to talk to Tala.
Yeah.
Well,
so
tell me a little bit about I see a bunch of Buildathon projects in here. This is one of the things that like got, like I was like, okay, this is cool. Did you put these in? This is people auditing their stuff, testing your work. I mean, this was what's exciting to me, as I saw there's a bunch of cases here where, again, folks use the Buildathon community to kind of launch and validate their thing. I think you're one of the folks that did a good job with that. Tell me a little bit about what you're doing here with these things.
Yeah, so the idea here is I wanted the opportunity to smooth out the onboarding process since my market is vibe coders like myself. I wanted that process to be really smooth, and so I tapped into the API of this of Buildathon. I didn't know it was even available, but it's the agent told me. So kind of stretched the all that in the technology side. And what I did was, then the idea is when you click verify ownership, it will ingest their project into the platform instead of them having to manually input everything. And then so they can go straight to launching that first app within their account without having to manually input everything.
Got it. Yeah, and this is okay, interesting. Okay, so you sucked in like all of the public available projects through the
Yep.
the front end of the Buildathon. Yeah, okay. And this is again, this is so for folks to know, an API is always available. Anytime you can see something on the front end of a website, there's an API talking to a back end somewhere. So if you can load it on the front end of the website, you could scrape it, grab it, do it, whatever you want. You know, like this is kind of part of what the whole AI revolution is doing, is like this is the battle for who's going to go and crawl the most information and contextualize it in the best way. So again, it was just very interesting to me to see how people were exploring and experimenting and pushing the boundaries of Replit a little bit inside of the competition. So yeah, nice work here.
Last question, Sean. What was the highlight in terms of using Replit and building this out?
Honestly, the community. I was surprised at how engaging they were and helpful. There's been a lot of usage on Levelize and a lot of feedback that has been really instrumental. I went ahead and bought a Windows laptop today because one of our users is having trouble on the Levelize audit flow. And so I'm like, I wouldn't have known that without their feedback. So it's been instrumental.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations, John. Thank you so much. Keep building. Looking forward to what you do with your project.
Awesome. Thank you. See ya.
All right.
All right. We have our second at large. This next winner, Reimar, you've been a big fan of for the whole Buildathon. Tell us about it.
Yeah, this was one that from the first time I saw this, I was like, oh, okay, I get it immediately, understood it. It was one of my at-large picks for the first week, specifically because I think there's just a ton of market value inside of something like this. And this was a contender for like the most commercial in my mind, the most sellable. And so we stuck it into the at-large spot again because it seemed just like the best place to put it, because this could go anywhere. But the idea is that you can essentially control the routing of a link after sharing it anywhere you want for any reason you want, like based on device, based on browser, based on location, based on whatever. And so you could have a central landing page, and then whatever happens after that conversion or after that link click, you can kind of direct and navigate. And that just seemed really interesting to me. So with that being said, we'll bring auto route in, and yeah, is Sean Thompson for the W.
Congrats, John, taking down $2,000 in Replit credits.
Amazing.
How's it feel? A little laggy here on our end.
Oh no,
I'm sorry. Yeah, based on the quality of everyone else's work, I'm so pleased to be a winner because everyone's done such an amazing job. So.
Well, you're a little laggy here, which we're going to work through it. So Sean, tell us about where this idea came from, and how did you start with Replit?
I started with Replit quite a few years ago because I've always been building little web projects on the side. I've got loads of little ideas, and they I don't really have like a dev environment. So Replit before agent and everything was really good if you just wanted to drop in from any device and code something, and you could preview it, and you didn't need to install stuff on your computer. But then when they added all these like AI features, it's revolutionized the whole thing, and vibe coding and just things that and make it easy. Someone who like me who likes to just build little projects, I can actually, rather than just registering a domain and I used to put a WordPress site on there, and then use it as a placeholder for the idea. But now you can just build an idea and actually get it through to something deliverable, which is really, really cool.
Yeah, why don't you tell us a little bit about like what this thing can do? Because I think I did a little bit of a job describing it, but not really. Like, for instance, the auto device detection and saying, hey, if they're from Apple, send them to the App Store. If they're on a Android device, send them to the Google Play Store. If they're in a browser, send them to the web app, which is like just smart routing. You don't have to wait for the person to take a click, right? You can kind of help them get to where they need to go. Same thing with some of this other, like, Zapier or other webhook or other trigger kind of, sequencing. So like there are other tools that do this, but what made you want to build this? Like, explain a little bit about your thought process as it relates to, the logistics of this type of app.
Yeah, day job. We does have email campaigns, and when we've launched apps, and we have multinational sites, and we've always had to add code on the front end of the site to add a feature. Or if you wanted to put an email sign up form on a site, or do some conditional logic, you need to speak to a developer, and then you need to go into this whole development cycle. But really, when you're just putting a link in an email or in a social campaign, it seemed like there was a missing feature for else. So if you visit the Apple Store, you don't need to land them on your site first and then get the site check. Whether you click the link, you can just check the device and send you straight there. And then it means that the marketers who want to try interesting things, they need to take in themselves. And as you can see, that I've these features I think are really useful. But as the guys on Discord, I guess, building their apps, they don't have use cases for this, and I think it's quite a specific use case. You need to know you need this thing to want to sign up. But that's why I kind of lent into the whole lead generation aspect and split testing, because I think those are things you can more likely just pick up when you land on it, because from the Buildathon, everyone's checking out each other's apps. There's no immediate use case or nothing for them to play with when they land on a thing that can route by device. But I think that's very true for then marketing the whole product. So that's why I like the Discord and the Buildathon. It's like a microcosm for you to understand how people in the real world will understand.
Yeah, I think that's part of what we discovered here is this was like a simulated smaller version of like the global society, right? And so the activity feed in our global Buildathon site became kind of like this social feed. And we already know how hard it is to compete in a social feed to get attention, let alone, this was like a smaller version of that. Same thing in the Discord.
It's gone really laggy.
Yeah, able to get feedback. But I think, again, what you said about like people not knowing really what the value is of these apps, I think is going to be an interesting thing, because again, you have domain expertise. I understood this immediately because I've dealt with this type of thing, and I know like, oh, this is something like it's hard to figure out. It's hard to solve for. And also then being able to change that routing after the link is live and stuff. So that's why, like, again, I don't know, Manny, if you have any thoughts before we move on here.
No, makes a ton of sense, and I love how he's leveraging his domain expertise here in marketing. All right, well, very, very, Sean, thank you so much. It looks like it froze here at the end. Thank you so much. Congratulations, Sean. Looking forward to see where you take the app. Reimer, we have a late entry here.
I know we can maybe let him say hi.
Hi, really fast and then out.
Yeah, because we've already gone through his time slot. So
Anthony,
what's
up?
Sorry, I did try to. I saw it last second. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
Congratulations on winning most sellable. Anthony, tell us quickly how it feels.
It feels great. I was so sure that because I was sick and didn't get to do everything I wanted to do, that I wasn't going to win anything. So, but it feels amazing. Like I'm shocked, but excited to continue to push further.
Quick question: are you currently like in the window selling business right now?
So for about 3 years, I did it.
Wow.
And I'm spiteful in a good way. I used to be a professional gamer, and it was because some people would win tournaments and they're like, you don't get to tell us what to do, you didn't win. So I was like, I'm going to win and make sure I control all of this. And with the window industry, I kind of thought that they overprice everything. I was like, this is crazy that like you want me to go lie to them. Like your window's not good, you want me to overprice it. So I'm like, I'm going to do something about this one day. And then you guys do a Buildathon.
Bam, right there. Yeah, that was your sign. Awesome. Well, great job, Anthony. Everybody go check out One Step Windows. Thank you so much, Anthony. Looking forward to where you take that app.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Had to get him in for a quick cameo.
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure.
All right. Next up is Judge's favorite. We kind of roll through these a little bit quicker now.
Yeah, yeah.
Judge's favorite, really quick, right, Myra? First impressions here?
Just the first time we connected, even in Discord, she had this big smile on her face. Has been just a passionate user throughout. Has really pushed the limits of her learning, I think, and also what you can do with Replit, solving problems for herself and her family. So without further ado, let's bring in Kelly with Spellstrike.
Hey, Kelly! Congratulations, Kelly. Twice in 1 week, taking over the show over here. How's it feel, Kelly? How's it feel to be taking down $2,000 in Replit credit and coming out out of
amazing.
3K total.
6,000? 3K. Oh, right, because week one.
You've got runway to build this app. You can really go hard on
this
thing now.
amazing.
Yeah.
How are you feeling?
I feel amazing. Are you kidding me? Yeah, literally 3 weeks ago, I was just a normal homeschool mom, and today I'm on the main stage. It's very exciting.
Congratulations, yeah.
Have you gotten any feedback on your app since you were on the show earlier this week? And what are you thinking next?
Yeah, absolutely. I got tons of feedback. I've had lots of people playing it. I have one of my homeschool moms that her kid has used it every single day since I launched it in the beginning, so she was super helpful to be able to tell me some iterations, and I made all the iterations that she said, plus a lot of homeschool moms on other chat groups, and I've been just iterating left and right.
I saw you're working on themes. You guys are staying up late. You're getting all sorts of inspo. You're going on with Tommy and the Vibe Code Club. You're getting all sorts of all sorts of stuff.
Dude, I saw her publish a change log on LinkedIn. I think she's here's the things that got updated in the app this past week. I'm like, whoa, this is professional. This is it was really good.
Yeah.
Awesome, Kelly. Well, we're running tight on time here, but Kelly, one big takeaway around this experience with the Buildathon.
Just do it. Don't be scared. Just do it.
Amazing. Yep, absolutely. You're a testament to that. So thank you so much, Kelly. Congratulations. And we're so looking forward to what you're doing with this.
Also, one thing, don't just do it, but show up with a smile and be patient and persistent and ask for help and be, okay to maybe fall on your face a little bit. So yeah, you encapsulated this competition so well just in your personality. Yes, exactly. That's why that's why you're the judge's favorite. We for sure you made this such a great experience for everyone around with the projects, and also you did such a great job building. So nice work.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Kelly. Okay. Up next we have best use of Agent 4.
Yep. And this one again goes side by side with Kelly. Was in the trenches with her for a number of things. And then I just saw in the Discord 7 artifacts in the project. I believe there's a web app, a browser extension. She'll tell us about the rest. Tasha, what are you doing over there? Again, this was from the beginning, one of my favorites. The Redact started as Redact IQ. Now it's Redact in browser. And yeah. Is she back there, Tasha? No, where are you?
Tasha, turn on your camera.
Oh, your camera is off.
Oh, it says it's on.
Oh, no.
Turn it on and off.
Oh no. All right, she refreshed. Oh no. All right, let's see if we get Tasha back on.
All right, she's back in here. Let's get her in there. I see it. I'll grab her.
Got it.
Boom. Hey, Tasha. Hey.
Hey, it's happened every time, so I had to do it the last time.
Right.
Hey, we got to keep things consistent.
Right.
You said in one of the Discords, find a way to stand out. It's a lot of people, right? So how do you stand out? Just keep going. If I narrowed in on one thing and then had a little DNS crash that kind of set me back a little bit. And once I got on top of that, I said, okay, how do you stand out? Just go for other things. And that's why I built the other
What
part.
are you doing with 7 assets? Tell us what you're pushing the limits of the agent here. Like what the best use of agent for? What do you got in there?
So we've got the web app, we've got an iOS app, we've got an Android app that just pushed today, working on a SDK for somebody that wants to overlay it on Zavi Finance wants to overlay it on his. So working on that. And I did everything in here. So my pitch deck is in here. That's 5. The Chrome extension, 6. And the 7th is probably, the page with the demo PII. So that was another item.
Got it. Yeah. Well, again, this is one of the great ways to tell us your biggest learning about like working with all these different assets. I don't think you thought you were going to win week 1, let alone be here on the final stage. So tell me a little bit about your journey, your experience. Like, what advice would you give other folks? Kind of looking at you and thinking like maybe that'll be me next time.
Absolutely. I mean, I think just stick to it, right? Because I didn't. I saw some of the projects and I was just like, man, I can't, like, what am I going to do? But I really listened to everything you said. So if you came in and you said something, I was like, oh man, he's talking to me. I messed up because my camera was off the first video. And then I said, okay, turn your camera on. You got to get used to it. Like, so just everything you said. The last week I was like, I don't know what to do, but you mentioned something about like adding a story about how you got here. So I added that. So just trying to take every nugget that you guys give and use it.
Yeah.
And then don't give up. I know somebody said that, but just keep pushing. Like just keep creating, keep asking questions, and have fun.
Yeah, that's the right attitude. That's hard, right? You have like so many builders, they're all sharing great apps and you're having bugs and you're like, oh, how's this gonna work? But you just gotta keep hacking at it and get it out and ship it. That's for everybody. That's for us here at Replit as well. You should see us before one of these big launches. Oh my gosh. It is like we don't know how we're gonna make it, but we just stick with it and we ship it.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
Very neat. Well, congratulations, Tasha. Please keep us updated on the project. Looking forward to where you take it.
Will do. Thanks.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Okay, up next we have crowd favorite. I think this was a pretty straightforward one to select,
I
right?
don't think there's a lot of surprises here. I think this person really pulled together the essence of community inside of the Buildathon. I think most of the other top Buildathon contenders interacted with this person at one point or another through the competition. And so, yeah, that being said, let's bring on Tommy and Beta Bloom.
Tommy, what's up? Welcome back.
Hey, thank you guys so much. It's awesome to be here. I'll say a few quick things. I mean, I want to say how awesome Replit is. I've been doing software engineering for a long time, and the playing field is just leveled. Look at thousands of builders here building awesome stuff. So it's great to see. I love to be a part of it. You guys, Raymar, Manny, you guys have put on such an awesome multi-week event, pulling us in for office hours and multiple sessions per week and giving feedback and just keeping everyone driven and motivated. And then the community. I got to shout out to the community. Like it's just been everything. I'm so glad I joined this. I want to be here for a long time and keep building with everybody here. So I'm excited.
Awesome. What's your next step? I know we haven't really fully connected, but you threw some things out, said, hey, if we do this again, we're here to do it again. So like, I'm thinking like we talked about this in the Tuesday stream. How do we rally everyone together and figure out like, again, maybe not even wait to the next Buildathon, but like just build on top of this and really start building on that momentum inside the Discord and figure out what kind of ecosystem we can start brewing in here. So I'll be excited to just connect with you after that. Any initial thoughts, like what you're going to do? Like where are you taking Beta Bloom next? Like, are you planning on going bigger with this? Like what's your kind of goal with this?
Yeah, so for those who haven't seen, Beta Bloom helps you find your very first users and get feedback really quickly. So if you're creating a project or an app, put it on Beta Bloom and you're going to get some feedback there. So a community like that is really only as good as the people there. So my number one job right now is growing that community and bringing more awesome builders in. I want to be a mainstay for Replit Buildathons moving forward, and I just want to continue to be part of this community here. And then I want to look at other hackathons going on as well and try to branch out and just get more people into the community.
Right on.
Awesome, Tommy. Well, hey, it's great having people like you in the community. I mean, it's so like awesome for me and Rymar to be interacting with folks like you, seeing what you're building. Thank you so much for being a member. Thank you all folks in the chat. Thank you so much. So looking forward to what you build next, Tommy.
Thank you guys. We'll see you.
Yeah, just to get the help, just to get the help and extra folks, like extra eyes and the feedback. Yeah, for sure. So nice work.
Right
You
on.
rock, Tommy. Great
Thank
job.
you guys.
Okay, so here we are at the grand prize winner. 3 weeks, 6,000 participants, and this is the number one entry that we saw. I think for both of us, this was kind of a clear winner.
Yeah, this was a
right?
no-brainer pick. From week one, this person stood out as somebody who was not just building a like an app or a thing that was like just to be touched on the internet. This was, I'm building something to enable these other things I'm doing in the real world and to take this out into the market in a way that has received a ton of excitement since then, including sponsorship offers, collaborations, deals with other schools, engineering programs. And so, yeah, with all that being said, Engineering Launchpad is our grand winner here with Diego. What's up, Diego?
Hey guys, thank you so much.
Big time winner, taking down $10,000 in cash. Dude, Diego, how's it feeling?
It feels awesome. Honestly, we got into this competition and we were hoping to take it all home to win everything, but we weren't sure if we were going to. There was so many nights where me and my co-founder, we didn't sleep at all for like 2 nights in a row, just straight eye bags and no sleep. And then I had exams and stuff. It was definitely difficult to balance, but it was very worth it.
Oh, and I'm sorry, it's the Hive now. It's not a
The
thing.
Hive.
It's the Hive
Engineering
now.
Launchpad.
Yes,
Rebranded, dude.
Rebrand.
Pivoted in 3 weeks. Nice.
Yeah.
The thing that stood out for me, well, we called you out as a week one winner. A lot of potential there. I loved how niche it was. It's like your space, your problem. I love that you were on camera and you're saying like, hey, I have this problem. I want to solve it. I want to solve it for others. And I was like, yeah, that's very compelling. I think that's really cool. And what's impressed me the most is how much progress you've made since then. We keep talking about the Delta. This is a 3-week competition. You have week one, then you have to build over 3 weeks. And when I went back to check out your week 3 submission, I was like, oh my gosh, you guys are 10xing this right now. Like you've got corporate sponsors, you already have events going up. You've rebranded. The UI is better. Even your content was better because you were like switching cameras and it was much more compelling. So like, I'm like on all fronts, these guys are 10xing it.
Thank you. Yeah, it was our goal from the start. This has been an idea that my co-founder and I have had for probably a couple of months now, taking basically this community that we have on Discord as well as just engineers around the world and bringing it into like a real platform that encapsulates everything that engineering students need. And so this is the perfect opportunity and excuse to kind of hit like a really hard 3-week sprint. Just like every millisecond of free time we had was just going straight into this project.
That's amazing. Tell us about some of the traction that you've gotten. Like you've got corporate sponsors now, right? Like tell us about that.
Yeah.
That and the team. You've got a team like you're working with, right?
Mhm. Yeah, so we have some corporate sponsors. One that's confirmed right now on the sponsors page is PCBWay. They do circuit board manufacturing, and I have a lot of like electrical engineering student friends who use them. And so they were like a clear company we wanted to get in touch with. They were on board with the idea and gave us $1,000 in credits to basically award whoever, kind of like you guys are doing with the weekly winners, basically like whoever's showing promise at certain checkpoints, we'll give them some extra funding to purchase circuit boards and whatnot. We're in talks with quite a few other companies. We have some calls coming up in the next couple of weeks. And yeah, it's been awesome.
I think this can blow up. I mean, engineering, it's such a hot topic right now. We're talking about building out our manufacturing base, at least here in the US, and like it's all the rage now. So, and the fact that you're building this platform, this community, like I think this just could just go like explode. It's gonna be amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, that's the goal. Because right now we're trying to build the base of students and users through the buildathons and through resources we're hosting. And then a not really long-term goal, but like by the next semester of school, so in the fall, we plan on branching out to campus chapters. We've already talked to students who are promising and willing to kind of build those out, including us. And then like long term, we plan to have some sort of recruitment system where companies can pay for recruiting access and scout basically a huge database of different students who are building in public, who can show promise and who are fitting the criteria they need. Just way better than a resume would be, because you can see what they're building, you can see them posting in public, you can see it's kind of like GitHub, you can see how long they've been committed every day, like different usage. And so our goal is to really take this and make it into something real, a real company.
I'm so pumped for you. I think the question is, when do you drop out of college to pursue this full time? Do the whole founder thing.
Well,
Not that
it'll
I'm
depend on
suggesting that.
it'll depend on how well this does, but I love engineering too, which is again why I'm so invested in this idea, because like this is something that I will personally use, that I've been using, that my friends are using, and so it's awesome. I really love this idea.
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of those things that it seems like, it all starts as a small chapter. You get a little, support from some of the sponsorships. You start getting other schools involved, and then, like you get a little seed money from a Buildathon like this. Who knows how far you can take something like this? So yeah, we got really excited about the potential for seeing where you guys head, especially through the next 6 months here. So yeah, congrats again from week
Thank
one. You
you.
were a standout and a standout contributor, active in the Discord. Again, I really want to emphasize, I can't overemphasize the fact that this was a real world, thing that was actually happening with real traction, with real users, with real people, with real schools, versus just a theoretical, hypothetical project. So yeah, again, shout out. And I'm going to share the link, Hive, in the chat with folks.
Congratulations, Diego. Wishing you a ton of success. Come back and let us know how things are going when you're world famous.
Yeah, definitely. I look forward to staying in touch, and thank you guys so much for hosting this community. The community itself in Discord has been a ton of help. And then, of course, listening to you guys on the lives and whatever advice you have regarding brand and marketing and everything of that nature. It's been extremely helpful.
Yep.
Awesome. Well done.
Right
Thank
on.
you.
See ya. All right. So congrats to all the builders. What a moment. Like a little minute, a little time for reprieve, a little time to celebrate, a little cold one, however you like to celebrate that. Hey.
For us too, Reimar.
Yo, listen, I'm ready. This weekend is going to be lots of sleeping. Yeah, this is, again, just super cool to see all those. The website is updated. If you go to the winners page on the Buildathon main site, you can now see all of the winners over all of the different weeks of the competition. So again, shout out to all of the different winners. The awards are labeled on the projects themselves. The Buildathon economy has been turned off currently. So I think that's what I'm seeing. Yeah. So all the advert bids are done. The scoring is closed. The Replicash bank has closed now. So unfortunately, as exciting as this all was, we are now winding this thing down. But it has been super exciting. And I don't know, Manny, any takeaways from me? I have a couple thoughts, but I'm interested if you have a thought or two about just kind of generally here before we move into the content portion here.
Yeah, a couple things that I reflect on. Number one is there's a ton of folks out there that have been sitting on ideas for, in some cases, years. Like we spoke to somebody that had an idea 10 years ago, couldn't make it work. Technology wasn't there. Then found Replit, and then boom, in 3 weeks has this idea that's been in their head for 10 years, and now it's materialized. They're sharing. What a feeling is that? What an amazing feeling. So I just love seeing those cases of people being empowered by Replit and helping them get that idea out there into the world. I think the other thing that's been super helpful for me is just seeing the community come together, and Kelly had it right. You got to ask for help. Our community is awesome. When you ask for help, people are going to raise their hand and they're going to give you some support. So get in that Discord and don't be afraid to come in and ask a question and get that and lean into that support. And then number three, I've just been so amazed by the rate of learning that I've seen amongst all the participants. If you look at week one where we started and some of the entries that we got, and then like people are tuning into our streams, or they're seeing our critiques and they're getting our feedback and they're going back and they're updating and they're improving on their projects. And for me, I just love seeing that rate of learning. That's just such an amazing skill to have. Regardless of where you are right now, is the ability to take feedback, incorporate that, and just keep iterating on it and getting better and better in a consistent manner. Oh man, I just love to see that. So those are the some of the things that I take away. It's been a really special, fun experience. I'm gonna miss waking up to the alerts of people posting videos about their apps, but I hope to see that continue. Please, if you have them, if you hit a milestone, if you make your first dollar, if you get your app in the app store or something like that, or you get your first 100 users, please post it on X and LinkedIn. Tag me. I would love to see that, and I'd love to share that with everybody else.
Yeah, I'm seeing a couple things here. I would like to have the links to each winner in one email, please. They are on one website right now. You can go see them all. Buildathons.replit.app with the winners page. Manny, maybe you can just drop that in the chat with folks.
Yes.
Let's see. Yeah, I got a couple things too. One of the most interesting things for me is that the most complex apps and the people who spent the most on the agent had zero correlation to the outcome of this competition. So some of you like went crazy building these really complicated in-depth apps with like lots of features and spent a ton of money on the agent. Very few of those were even in contention throughout most of the competition for most of the reasons we talked about. One, it's very difficult for us to kind of get into a very complex app and understand it. Two, we were looking for like these little standout on the edges things, which leads me to my second takeaway is the diversity of candidates and people who participated in this has blown me away from the beginning. Like seeing who it is that like is actually building, where they're coming from, the use cases they're building for. I was overwhelmed by I was thinking this was going to be a way more technical crowd, a way more like product related crowd, but almost everybody in here was just either a little bit of tech adjacent, maybe a little bit of product knowledge, but most of the folks who won came out of nowhere, right? This is early products. They don't have a ton of experience as builders. They're not super technical. And that was an interesting takeaway for me. And the last thing I'll say is that there were almost 800 users who came into this Buildathon who had never touched Replit before. And something like 2.5 million agent user sessions amongst all of you over the course of 3 weeks. So, I mean, if you think about the amount of time and effort, and it's going to take me probably a week to go through all of the data and digest all of this. Maybe Tuesday we'll give like a quick rundown of all those stats and just kind of everything at a glance after we have it all. But just a shout out to everyone. This has been an unreal experience for myself. I know Manny, Francisco. It's just been overwhelming to see you all grow and build and do this thing. Yeah, beyond all our beliefs and expectations.
Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Ryman, for all your work on this. And yeah, let us know in the chat. What did you like about it? What should we have done better? Should we do this again sometime soon? And don't forget that the Discord community is still going to keep going. So be sure to sign up there.
Well, this is I know this is it right here. Look, 50 years old, now have an opportunity to bounce back and have an opportunity. Yes, young, old, skinny, small, big, like on the globe, this part of the globe, doesn't matter. None of it matters, right? Like if you got a screen, you got internet connection, and you can articulate your ideas, you can bring them to life now. And the cool thing about the internet is that if you provide value to the internet will often provide value back to you. And so, and there almost nobody, almost never when we were looking at these, did we go like, who is this person that we're like, it doesn't matter. Is the software cool? Is the video great? Is it compelling? So like, again, this is your opportunity as a creative moment to do it. And that's a perfect transition into the content challenge and to close up with, one of our favorite segments and guests quickly becoming one of our favorite folks on the streams. Hi, Tala.
Hey, Tala, how's it going? Good to see you again.
I always love coming on the live stream. You guys are so much fun.
Awesome. So Tala, tell us a little bit about the content challenge for those that are new, and tell us about week 3 winner.
Yes. So the content challenge is a 4-week video contest, you can say, where it's not really focused on what you're building, but the story of what you built and how you tell it through videos and content. So every week there's 4 weeks, 4 prizes, 5K prize every single week. But we actually just wrapped week 4, so the challenge is officially over. So next week we'll have the week 4 winner and the final winner, and today we're going to be featuring week 3 winner. The week 3 winner, honestly, was, when I saw the submission, was such a nice, heartwarming submission because I honestly just want to bring him on stage and let him say his story, but it's such a real world use case of how to build something that's helpful to people and has like real impact. Congratulations. Hi.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys.
Hey, how's it going? Congratulations on winning week 3. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you built.
Thank you. I'm Magomed, originally from Dagestan, but I'm in SF right now. I came for Replit's Race to Revenue program showcase with another project. And when I was here, we in my back home, we started to have like crazy floods, like never, like I think last time we had this maybe like 100 years ago. And I was just sitting here and didn't know how I can help my family back home. And what was like really heartwarming for me is like seeing online so many people like offering help everywhere, because a lot of homes got destroyed. They stayed underwater, and so many people went like online in comments like, hey, I can accommodate like 20 people, I can do this, I can send clothes, I can help with something. And all of this help was like scattered along like across social media, like in stories, posts, like different social media. So I just said like, wow, it would be just so easy to have everything in one place, so whoever is like offering help and whoever needs help, so they can just connect in just one platform. Easy platform, no registration, no nothing.
Why don't we do this? Because I think you cover a lot of that in your submission. So let's show people that, because I think people are going to get like a really good, nice sense, and they also want to see your content here. So let's play that for everybody.
Going viral with the disaster relief app was definitely not on my 2026 bingo card. 50,000 visits in 2 days, built in 20 minutes on Replit. Here's what happened. My home country Dagestan got hit by massive floods. 400,000 people evacuated. Thousands of homes completely destroyed. I'm in San Francisco and watching videos from home 15,000 kilometers away, feeling completely helpless. But what was heartwarming is seeing people online offering help, food, clothes, housing, transportation, car detailing. But it was all scattered across Instagram comments, Telegram chats, random stories. If you actually need help, you're not going to find it scrolling through 100 comment sections. So I opened Replit. 20 minutes later, Help Dagestan Replit app was live. Simple concept. One place where people who need help can find people offering it. Post what you need, post what you can give. Volunteers match both sides. Posted the link at midnight and went to sleep. I woke up and my phone was on fire. Calls from radio stations, TV channels, charity foundations, volunteers signing up from everywhere. 48 hours in, more than 400 posts on the platform, 50,000 visits, 30 volunteers coordinating, 10,000 reposts on social media, actors, celebrities, influencers sharing it across all the country. And the messages that actually matter. People writing to us saying they found help through the platform. Forecast says more floods are coming. We've got a full volunteer team now monitoring posts and connecting people in real time. This started as a 20-minute build before bed. Now it's a live relief operation. Help Dagestan Replit.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Tight, concise. I think it's like 90 seconds. It's so engaging. Great story. Like attention grabbing topic. That is so good. And the fact 20 minutes, you saw this happening. You're like, oh, what can I do? Like, let me build this app and let me share it with folks. And like, boom, immediately people are jumping on it.
Yeah, I was literally, I woke up like at 5 a.m. because of the time difference, like 12-hour time difference. Just see so many comments and shares, and I'm like, what's going on? And apparently a few big pages on social media, they posted this link, and it just went crazy on all of my social media. I think like on Instagram it hit 600,000 views already, the video, and then so many reposts and so many people posting it. Like I got live on TV back home talking about the app, and so many people reaching out like, oh, how did you build it? Like I even have requests like, oh, like I have a small clinic, like can you build an app for my clinic? I'm like, wow, I didn't know. I don't have a coding background, so I didn't know I can do this. But we went even further, like, because now what happened is like we have crazy weather now, and also in the mountains we have crazy snow, which is like somewhere like 3 meters snow, and now all the snow will melt. So what we'll have is like landslides. We'll have like floods also. So I went on the platform and I found this NASA course on landslides, how to predict landslides. Of course, I sent agent to learn about it, and we implement like a predictive model for landslides. So, and it's crazy. I integrated the Telegram bot. So whenever there's an alert, it will send alert to Telegram chat. So we have a chat with volunteers, and I was just sitting here in SF in a co-working, and then my Telegram chat started sending alerts like, oh, there's alert, landslide, like 20 of them, and I'm like, what's going on? Maybe like there's a problem or there's an error, and then I actually see that the temperature in the mountains started to rise, for example, from -12 to 1. So that means the snow will melt like very fast. And actually, like a few days after, I went online. I said, guys, like you have to watch out if you have relatives living in the mountains villages. Like you have to tell them, like, be careful. And like one day after, we have videos like of this landslides in the mountains like crazy. Of course, like I'm not a of course magician. Like if snow melts, of course everyone understands. But just being able to build a tech that actually like tells you upfront that automatically, it's just crazy. I would never think I would even be learning this about landslides and how to predict landslides. I'm learning now like the curves and the speed, how the angles of the mountains. There's just so many things. So feel really.
That's amazing, and we keep talking about this, Reimar. We hear this from other folks. Is that agent is a superpower? Like, you have an idea, drop it in there, give it a link, give it a PDF, let agent learn, and let agent walk you through implementing that. This is such a great example. I love how it was for sort of first reactive, like, okay, how do we react to this natural disaster? And you already have people on this application, and now the next step is like, how do we be proactive and like, help people in advance? And this is like really outstanding. It seems like this is like government level types of services that you're providing here.
Yeah, now we're working with the Ministry of Defense, with some of the coordination centers on the ground, and they're using our platform to match volunteers. We have like more than 40 volunteers on the platform, because those who are affected by the floods, of course, they don't have time to go, to do this. So the volunteers, they go, they call the ones that are affected, and they match the two of them to these two sites. So yeah, it's crazy. And I used also, I really like to use a Notebook LM for learning things. So I use the Notebook LM, and then I just send everything to agent, and agent does the work. And I also I also always say this, and I also said it in Replit's office when I met the team. Amazing team, by the way. I really love them all, and I probably I got really motivated and excited from meeting the team also, that you can actually build things. And I really love canvas design. I don't know, I say, like we talk about like vibe coding. Now I feel like I'm a vibe artist, with the new canvas design.
Oh, I like that. Before becoming a vibe artist, tell us about your background. Were you doing any type of software development work, and how did you find Replit?
No, so I have a sports background. I'm working with athletes for more than 10 years. Like if you know Khabib Nurmagomedov, I'm working with the team. Like
That's
I'm doing
amazing.
handling some of the business for Khabib, and working in the management team. And I built this app for athletes and fans, where actually a platform where fans can back athletes. And I built this on Replit completely from scratch. And I signed for Replit's Race to Revenue program, and I did a showcase here in San Francisco. Reimar was I think during our one of the first sessions. I really loved the session as well. So I built the app, did a showcase, and I stayed in San Francisco, and this is how it happened.
Can we get an intro to Khabib? Can he come to the Replit office?
Yeah, when are you going to sign him up for a Replit account?
This is so funny. This is so funny. When I saw a video of Shaquille O'Neal with Amjad, I would first of all this was so funny, and then I even posted it on X. I said, imagine how funny it would be to have kind of the same video with Khabib and Amjad. Can you imagine? It would be so crazy.
Hey, the ball's in your court. Bring him.
It would be so, yeah. No. I'd love to do that. I'm on it. I'm on it, Tala. Oh,
Okay.
Bring him
like,
over.
honestly, I'm on it.
We have a
no
jiu-jitsu mat.
gatekeeping here, you know? Come on.
No gatekeeping. No. We're bringing Khabib on Replit.
Replit for everyone. You get a Replit. You get a Replit. You get a Replit.
You know we have a jiu-jitsu mat here at the office too, right? Did you check that out?
You know what's crazy? I only knew about it on the third day, on the last day, and I was like, guys, why didn't you tell me? Because I was in Foster City, like literally living next to the office. I'm like, you guys have to tell me like before I would come like to roll, you know. But yeah, maybe in the future I'll come.
So tell us about what's next for your project. So you have the sports app,
Mm-hmm.
and now you have this natural disaster app as well. What are you thinking for each?
So for my app is right now we onboarded more than 100 athletes on the platform. Next thing is those athletes will go now to their social media and post links so their fans can support them. Think of it as a Patreon for athletes, like with tools built for athletes directly. Like we're talking about like combat sports, like MMA, jiu-jitsu, boxing, this type of sports. So we're building tools dedicated specifically for this type of people. So this is the future here. So I'm building that. I'm focusing on this. And for the Relief app is we want to make it open source. And for example, next time there's a disaster in another region, anyone can use it. So this honestly, I don't wanna keep it for me. This is like for community to help community. So next time there is a disaster somewhere else, like we're ready to roll it for another region.
That's amazing. I mean, to me, this just highlights how Replit is becoming just a universal tool in your toolbox. You used it for business. You're using it for philanthropy. We've seen parents use Replit. Business folks are using Replit, obviously. So it's just like such a great tool to have for whatever problem you might come up against.
Exactly. No, I love using Replit. I'm using it since September 2025, and when I found it, because before I was using like other tools, and when I found Replit, I thought immediately, okay, this is actually perfect for me, because I also am a strong believer that me as someone who doesn't have a coding background, I don't have to go to like underneath to like deep technical problems. First of all, I don't have time for this. Second, like with each year, this becomes less and less important for us as people. So and Replit is perfect for that. You just focus on idea, you focus on business, you focus on make it better, how to improve it, and agent takes care of everything else.
Can you talk to us a little bit about how you thought about your video in terms of like, did you script that out? Did you think about the different scenes? How did you edit it and process it?
Of course, yeah. So I've been doing content for many years, and of course, like you watch a lot of like other videos, and you think about how to make people stop scrolling, basically, and to use like the different visual hooks. And of course, I was in Santa Cruz at that time, and it's a perfect city. It's perfect scenery, and background is like there's an ocean in the background. So like I immediately wanted to use that, and yeah, made a script, and went outside, got my tripod, and yeah, just shot it. Of course, with good mic, good camera. It's just like normal camera, my phone camera. So yeah, script. Make a tight script, concise, like everything just, clear, on point. And yeah, just keep it short. And so it's very easy for people to understand.
And Tyler, you mentioned this a couple weeks back, but it's really the story that's coming across. Like if you look at the edits, they don't look too complicated. It doesn't seem too like hard, right? You just like you're recording yourself and then you're editing it a little bit in post. But the hard part is getting that script nice and tight, 90 seconds, like conveying your message really quick. Get that get that hook, get those folks to stop, and then like convey that message really, really nice and fast.
Yeah. I'd actually love to hear like most of the submissions that we get for the content challenge are people building apps with the submission in mind of like, I'm building this for this challenge. But with yours, like it felt like it was backwards. Like you already built it and then you submitted it. Like how did your
Yeah.
I should
So
submit this.
yeah. I really like the challenge, the contest challenge. I think it just motivates you to build things. And I submitted an app before as well. So with this app, I made an app. I didn't think about it because honestly, for me it was so hard even to focus on anything because I was seeing the videos and everything happening. Like I couldn't focus even on my work that I have to do. But then randomly, I saw a post on X. I'm like, oh, wait, we're in the week 3. I'm like, okay, do I have time? Like, what day is it? Like, it's like, oh, the last day is tomorrow. Okay. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make a script today. I'm going to submit it tomorrow. I thought, just a good chance, good timing, right? So I'm like, okay, I have time. So I made a script and it was like, I think nighttime. I'm like, okay, I don't want to shoot at night. So I'm in Santa Cruz, like there's just, I'll shoot it during the day. So I just shot it and uploaded. It was actually the last day. So I knew about the challenge, but I almost forgot the video.
Yeah, like start to finish. What was the timeline?
I think 1 hour, like 1 hour, one and a half.
Just so people go overthinking, they're like, I gotta go get gear, I gotta go do this, I gotta set up the thing, no, you gotta get the camera and just start shooting stuff, right?
Yeah.
All you need.
I mean, like people, overthinking. But you can actually use agent also to build your content pipeline and script and everything else as well.
Great idea. All your copy and content's there. You can say like, hey, agent, write me like a tight 90-second script.
Yeah, I have a content pipeline. So what I'm doing is maybe it's interesting for people. So what I'm doing is, for example, I find videos that I really like online. So I take them, I send them to Gemini because I think Gemini is the one who can actually like use computer vision and it can watch videos. So then I use the prompt to extract all the value from the video, why it's popular, what hooks are used, and what are the other like things and used in the video. So I inject it in my content pipeline so I can use all of this information. And then when I send like a draft of my script, what I want to say, it just improves it with the hook. It improves it with some of the, grammarly, or maybe it makes it concise and makes it shorter, it makes it nicer. So, and then I have a copy of my script, and then you just go and shoot it. Like the more you prepare, the easier it is to shoot. So once you have a script, it's easy. But yeah,
and
don't overthink.
Don't overthink it. Use agent to put together your content. I love that suggestion for sure. And you can do that within agent, Replit agent as well, because it has access to the Gemini API in there like automatically. You don't even have to go set up a Gemini account.
And what's
I guess
nice is that the agent has like the context on
the
full
context.
build. So it'll like, instead of like copy pasting it into a different agent, it already knows everything. So it'll build like
actually, it's a good idea. It's a good idea. I'll do that. Yeah. I'll improve my content pipeline right now.
Next time.
Yes.
Talk to us about distribution. Where are you posting your videos, or where are you getting the most traction? And are you like are you doing different tactics for different channels?
Yes. So of course, different copy for different social media platform. For example, what works for Telegram channel doesn't work for LinkedIn. What works for X doesn't work for Instagram. So I try to keep it like differently. For example, Telegram is like more personal story. LinkedIn is like more professional, but also like a little bit like personal as well. So but I try to keep like different kind of angles for each platform, but the same story.
Amazing. Awesome. Well, congratulations on the
Thank you so
win.
much, guys.
How much longer are you in California?
I probably might stay for summer. Yeah, I love the
Yeah, dude,
environment of
yeah.
building, of builders. I'm now working from Alif headquarters.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love it, honestly. Just be surrounded by people who are also building. It just feels incredible, honestly.
Yeah, I'll be there before then. Maybe you can give me a couple of tips on some jujitsu, some MMA stuff, and also
Of
some
course, of
content
course,
stuff
of
too.
course, of
I'll be
course.
reaching out
More
to
than
follow
welcome.
Habib.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
keep in touch. No, no, no. I'm thinking about it. Honestly, since I saw the video with Shaquille O'Neal, I'm like, wow, this is
Yes.
gonna be so good.
Make Amjad roll with Habib. Like it could be
Wow,
like a
crazy
little like,
news.
A
friendly
little
MMA
sparring.
action. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he already got Amjad already got the papaja, so everything else is easy.
He's ready. Set up. Cool, man. Well, congratulations.
Thank you
Looking
so
forward to what
much.
you build next. Take it easy.
Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so
Yeah.
much. Bye bye.
Bringing Tala back in
Yeah.
here. That was so cool. What a story. Oh my gosh.
So
It's great.
wholesome. So wholesome. It just feels good. Like real world impact, raw. Love
Different
it.
worlds, like one for business, but then like one for
Yes.
like you want to help, like 20
Yep.
minutes. Let me like what can you do in 20 minutes in Replit to help the world? Like
Yes.
wow, like
That's
that's a great
crazy.
example. And also the fact that, this idea that you're 90 seconds or you're one video away from going viral and your app really getting to scale and making an impact. So when you
Yes.
have Replit combined with some social media skills, some content generation skills, like what can't you do?
And honestly, like the original video of his that he did, like not the submission one, like the one that he did when he first posted it, it was honestly just like one take. There was no like scenes. It was just him talking, explaining his app. And that's the one that went viral in Dagestan and in the area. So like you don't, even when you're showcasing your build and you're trying to like distribute whatever you've built and your apps, like it could just be you and a talking head explaining it with like an overlay, and there you go. You don't have to do all this complicated stuff. So it could be
Well,
very
and it goes to point out a little bit that, like, again, being on trend or on topic. I mean, I can't imagine the feeling of seeing this type of devastation, flooding where you're from, and feeling this impulse to want to help or to be able to do something, and you're so far away. And so, maybe the only thing you can do is build an app, make a video, do a
Mhm.
thing that, like, you can't help maybe go dig somebody out, but like, who knows the impact that was made or generated because of these efforts. And so, like, again, we're entering this creative moment where, as you see these trends, as you see these things happen, as you see news moments, as you see opportunities in the market, the speed at which you can get to them, at which you can get involved with what's going on, is really, I think, the key takeaway here, is that you can have impact in different way through these digital tools, as a content creator, as a digital builder, as just, like somebody really being on the front edge of just paying attention to this stuff and learning how to organize and orchestrate this stuff. I think there's just untold opportunity moving forward for that.
Exactly.
Especially when you have a tool like Replit in your toolkit.
That's what
and
I'm
you've been
talking
talking about this, right? Am I right? Like
Yeah.
you gotta like raise your hand, you gotta get in there. And maybe like 2 years ago, it was super hard. If you wanted to help, you gotta go learn how to program. You gotta set up your machine. You gotta download all these apps. Not the case anymore. You go to Replit.com, you put in a couple prompts, and you just spend some time with agent. You get it right, and you ship it. Really empowering.
You don't even have to be on the ground, like halfway across the world. Like you're able to make that impact.
It's international.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tyler, have you seen any Buildathon entries like as you, and have they got like, how good are they? How are they representing
Oh
us?
my God. I will say, we were reviewing all the week 4 submissions yesterday, and wow, like week 4 submissions were very neck to neck. Like we had some great submissions. Like week 4 by far was the best submissions we've gotten, and I think the most also. So hats off to everyone that participated and submitted. Special shout out to the Buildathon winners also, because I can tell who the Buildathon winners are. Definitely content improvement over the weeks. I will give a shout out to the grand prize winner of the Buildathon. His video was really good. I remember that one. He could have done a double a double win.
Oh, too late now,
Um,
dude.
he was definitely in the ranking. But tons of Buildathon submissions, like so proud of everyone that submitted and like put themselves out there, especially if like filming yourself and making content is something that you're not used to, and just seeing like the progression in your guys' submissions over the weeks has been so great to see. So great job, everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't plan it, but it was a really nice coincidence that these two competitions were going at the same time.
The way they overlapped was unreal. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How did,
We
yeah,
couldn't
like
have planned it better. Like honestly,
better.
we didn't coordinate that at all, but the way that they came together at the end was so
Yeah,
good.
it was so nice. And just seeing like the communities come together, because like the Buildathon community is so strong, but with like the participants that we get from the content challenge, most of them are actually not involved in the Replit community at all. They're
Right.
more in like the creation side.
Yeah, they're
So
content
seeing
creators,
both,
they're storytellers.
exactly. So
Mhm.
seeing both integrate and each one learn from each other was just great.
I'm having an idea
Ooh.
about imagine we pair content creators and builders and
Oh,
a designer. Imagine if it was like a team where it was like, okay, you need someone to build, you need someone to market, and you need someone that's design and brand forward. And each team has those three people. You pick your teams, and then it's off to the races. So like you got one engineering mind that's going to help you build. You got the marketing mind that's going to do the brand and kind of wrap it around. And then you have the story that's going to help you do the video. And maybe we can bring in like pieces of that and just, like I'm just thinking, how do you stack these on top of each other? Because again, that's how you would take a product to market. That's how you would build a startup. That's how you would build, like you would just really add on layers to this thing and then let people focus where they're best. Because I know some of you folks who are builders are not the best on camera, and that's not going to change, right? But if you could find someone, if you could work as teams, again, if we could figure out how to structure that. So if that's something that's interesting to you all, let us know in the comments. We are looking for ways to build on the traction of what we just did with this Buildathon, carry that forward, but also blend in things like what Tala's talking about, because these go to market, we keep talking about how important that is. And there's also so many different facets of what's happening here at Replit, and the product's evolving into such a creative powerhouse that to showcase how it all works together and how you can coordinate all these different pieces is, I think, the next value proposition here, right? It's like right now it's like, hey, the content's over here and the videos are over here and the software's over there, but it's like soon this is all just going to be one big thing, and it's just going to be creative expression in lots of ways. So I don't know, Tala, do you have any thoughts about that? Like what do you think as I throw those
that
ideas
sounds
out there?
super fun. I've seen this format in like hackathons before, where like a designer and like a business person and then like a coder. This is like back in the day when you like actually needed specified roles. And being like participating in those is always so much fun, because like you may want to participate in something and learn from someone else that you don't have the skills, but you have skills in a specific area. So it's like, you each teach each other something and you both learn, and it's good to put yourself out there. So I think that'd be a super cool concept. I'm for it.
I just got a little, imagine the dynamic of what if we gave assets. Imagine there was like, we got 2 or 3 designers, like world-class designers, and created 2 or 3 like brands, and then let people build with those assets. Or like, here's a variety of assets. You can pick from 5, 6, 10, whatever assets to build. And then over here, maybe there's a couple shells where if you're a designer, you could have a base of the app. And like, so again, maybe we give you some of the advantage from the other side and let people, almost like a kitchen competition where you've got like, here's some ingredients. Everyone has to cook with the same type of ingredients. You can make whatever dish you want, but here's some ingredients that everyone gets to use. And that would be very interesting, because then it's like, okay, so now my mind's racing. Manny, what are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking like most people have their best ideas in the shower. Reimar, you have your best ideas live on stream, bro. How many times? He's like, wait a minute.
Hold up.
Replit.
He's like, we gotta wrap this up.
This is what happens, and this is why, like, literally, you saw me while you're doing the video. I'm like in the back, and I'm like writing a prompt now because I got an idea of something. I was like, okay, I got to put that in. I got to write that down to have it, because it happens all the time while we're thinking, and then like the dots connect, and I'm like, oh, that seems like a really good idea.
Such a great idea. I mean, I think back to our interview with week 1 winners, and like their approach from a content perspective, like completely different from my approach, or from like a product designer's approach or product manager's approach. And I would love that pairing. Might even like to videotape that, because I think that would make it some good reality TV. Like the tension that goes into that, like, no, we got to go to market. It's not ready. Oh, we got to ship it. Who cares? That'd be fun to watch.
We can film a documentary about this.
Yeah, exactly. Very neat. Well, we got to get to a meeting. Sure, we got a big meeting going on. So, Tala, thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you next week for the final week 4 winner of the content challenge. Thank you so much, Tala.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah, and everybody, as a last shout out, let's drop this one more time in the chat here. Winners. Go check out the Buildathon winners. We shared the content winners in the chat. Also, we'll follow up with an email with all of this for everyone so that you can get to the winners page. You can see the content challenge winners and recap just kind of everything that we announced during the stream today. Shout out to everyone who participated. Again, we can't emphasize how fun this was for all of us to be involved, to watch you all grow, to build alongside you. I mean, I will reemphasize, like, even shout out to Replit for the trust in letting us build this platform as we go. I mean, I don't know how, like, honestly, I don't think any other company under the sun would have ever risked what we just did to have 7,000 people competing and building on a platform that we built 2 weeks before the competition started. Like, literally, when Agent 4 launched, we had just started thinking about what this platform would become. And you guys watched it evolve week over week over week. And as Manny said, the ideas come, we iterate with your feedback, we made it better. I'm looking at the platform now and seeing what you all have built. And it's just such a cool thing to see that you all are building, we're building alongside you, Replit's building. So it's like these stair steps of building, right? Replit's building the parent tool that we're all using. I'm using that to help build some of these community infrastructure. You guys are using that to build your businesses. Like, everyone's just building. And this spirit of what's happening here, I think, it's hard to express this. Like, I've been in part of these events and you get involved, and when you're active in these events, you feel it, you're in it, but it's hard to like share that. And I think, again, figuring out how to capture this and bottle this energy and share that with the community and the world outside of just the folks that are really involved here is going to be an exciting challenge over the next 6 months. But I can't wait to see where these events evolve into as we go.
It's a real treat, Raimar. I mean, one is, take a step back. We are at the very beginning of a huge, just technological shift. Once in a generation, maybe once like ever.
Yeah.
Nothing's going to change like the world like AI is, and we get to play a part in that. And you are all in on the ride with us, and you're building along with us. And I would just encourage you to continue to build. It's a 3-week buildathon. You got a lot done. You see the template now. You see the steps. You see what people did to win. I would encourage you to keep that pace. And even if your first project doesn't have the success that you would like it to have, just keep building, keep practicing, keep shipping, keep promoting, keep trying to get at bats, and keep working and keep sharing with us, because we'd love to continue to keep track of what you're building. So for me, I just say, like, you got the template now. Just keep at it. Keep getting at bats.
Yep. And we're going to do the same thing. I see here Build Hub will continue to work. Yes, the Buildathon site will stay alive. That site was built to run multiple Buildathons. It was not built to just run a single Buildathon. And so there's probably some smoothing out we have to do before we do the next one. But no, we're locked and loaded to start doing this again, and not just internally here, but maybe helping other folks do these types of things. And so, yeah, again, we're all learning as we go. I think that's the coolest part of this, is that we're all learning in real time and building in real time. And this is all just kind of experimental. So pushing the limits of what's possible and surfing the wave of the future. We're literally riding the front edge of the future here. I joke about it all the time. We're surfing on the front edge of the internet. And so this is, super cool. With that said, I think that's it. Manny.
Thank you, everybody.
It's been a week.
Please.
It's been 3 weeks. Yeah.
3 weeks to
Time
get
to go
some
get
rest,
some sleep,
Raimar.
everyone.
Yeah. Great job, everybody.